Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. How we doing? Here we go. We're going upstairs. We are at the Englewood Civic Center. We, as in you and I. Me, myself, and I. So I'm delivering a document to the city attorney, and I'll tell you about it here in a minute. Hi there, how are you? So I need to drop off a couple documents. It's actually addressed to the city attorney,
Okay.
City Attorney Niles, but it is an information request.
Okay.
So it doesn't need to go through the clerk's office. It needs to go to the city attorney.
Okay.
But I would like a stamped copy
Okay.
that it was received.
Okay.
And then however it's delivered to her, I don't really care.
Yeah. See here. Let me.
Maybe the clerk might want to take it as an information request. I don't know. But it's not applicable to the clerk's office,
No
so.
problem. I'm trying to think who would be the best person to get that stamped for you as well.
Oh, okay.
You wanted a copy of it, right?
I want a stamped copy that it's been received and delivered at this date,
Oh, okay.
on this date.
Let me find out about that real quick.
Thank you.
Right back.
Okay. So we got a little bit of an issue going on. This has been an ongoing issue here in Englewood, and it's with the police department. And I'm done with them getting away with absolutely no accountability and transparency to the public in any way, shape, or form. I'm done asking the city manager. I'm done writing to city council. They are absolutely silent. This has been a long-standing issue in Englewood with the police department not handling complaints. And that is problematic because in any future litigation, if you circumvent or skip this process of filing complaints on officers, it makes your complaint less credible, and it doesn't show the pattern of agencies continuing to not investigate and discipline their officers. I know people think that complaints are worthless, a waste of time, and typically, when it's just a, he was a dick complaint, yeah, it's not always fruitful, if you will. But when there's actual law violations that occur, including excessive force, you better make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's. And even if they decide that they don't want to investigate themselves, you better have it documented. So if you'll all recall, I've talked to you about an incident with two homeless friends back in October here in Englewood that were using a public park during normal public park hours. They were in the parking lot. They had just got done utilizing the dog park. And the lady who had just met this man, these two had just met each other at the dog park, they were about to leave. And the lady said to the man, "I've been having problems with my heater in my car," and it was getting cold. It was in October. So the guy said, "Let me take a look at it." So he was working on her heater in her car. Underneath the dash, she was laying on the floorboard, and the cops rolled up on him and said that they were there to investigate some type of a burglary or vehicle-related theft, some made-up bullshit, right? So the female who has had her, let's just say who has paid her debts to society, complied right away with the police because she's scared to death. This young lady, I met her, I talked to her. She even actually tried to get public information on this and file a complaint, and they ignored her. But I spent a lot of time with this lady. And both her story and the other guy's story, very credible. I haven't met the other guy. I've communicated with him through email. Well, what ended up happening is he stood his ground. And he ended up getting the shit beat out of him and tased. Yeah. And I have been communicating with this guy for quite some time. He has taken it upon himself to file a complaint in writing with the Englewood PD, only to be responded to with one response from Internal Affairs that said something to the effect, boy, it sure seems you have a lot to say, so you better come into the police department and we'll interview you.
I did go through the clerks to get that received stamp
Okay.
on there, that it has been accepted.
Okay.
And so then we're gonna get it over to the city attorney's office.
Okay.
So this is your copy.
Okay, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you very, very much. That's all I needed. Okay, have a nice weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks. So this letter is going to Tamara Niles, the city attorney, for response. I'll read it to you in a minute. But we got to get over to the police department now, because we've got more business over there. And of course, they close promptly at 4:30. And we'll ignore you at 4:29. So we're headed that way. So we're in, the great hall of the Englewood Municipal Center, where there's not a single chair for anyone to sit on except Allied Security. Because if they put a chair in here, a homeless person is going to sit on it. We can't have that. And they are still collecting names downstairs in the public library to use the public restroom. Oh, it's putting a layer of ice on the... It's absolutely ugly. And it snowed last night. They totally missed that forecast. Let me turn you all around. How is everybody? Happy Friday. Happy post-Valentine's Day. I hope you all saw my post on the community tab. Slabby and I were wishing you a happy Valentine's Day. Yes, we were. Let's see, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock. We're good on time. So I'm going to read you this letter. So back to the issue at hand of the guy filing the complaint and being responded to by Internal Affairs telling him that he needed to come into the police department. Well, who knows what's going on? I can speculate that Englewood PD is, of course, trying to build a criminal case, has probably issued a warrant for this guy. I don't know. But they will not respond appropriately to the complaint and the request for the body cam footage. Now, you've heard me talk about some laws that went into effect in Colorado mandating every agency have body cams. So that's in full effect right now. But we're in the first stages of the public actually utilizing that law. And it's written pretty poorly as far as it pertains to just basic transparency for body cam footage. So without going too far into the weeds on what that means, Law Enforcement Accountability, Law Enforcement Integrity Act is what it's called. And within this law, there's a whole bunch of talk about when and how body cam footage is releasable. So the new law is very clear in that if a complaint is filed for official police misconduct, that they must release that body cam footage no later than 45 days. Okay? So I've been more than patient because I'm trying to help these folks that are living in homelessness. I'm trying to empower them with their own process. Again, remember, Englewood is the municipality that went after me for the unauthorized practice of law. And in that, Ian Griffin got to essentially go to the police department via email and say, hey, give me all your body cam footage of Regan Benson. And they did. And Ian, in turn, tried to use all of the body cam footage from me. And it was all, if any of you remember how stupid looking over Nicole's case when they took her camper and ended up giving it back to her. All on the premise of trying to extract her boyfriend from her camper while simultaneously beating the shit out of Nicole. Okay? This isn't just unsubstantiated stuff that Englewood is doing. Okay? It's substantiated. These cops over here in Englewood get away with, all the time, beating the shit out of people because absolutely nobody is paying attention to the Englewood PD except me. And it's the truth. It's the damn truth. People are too afraid. They put up too many roadblocks. They persecute and prosecute to no end to stop you, just like what they did to me. I'm an activist. I'm public. I have attorney help. I'm not stupid, and they're still willing to try to be as deceptive as they possibly can to stop my speech. So, how do you think they're treating everybody else? Worse. And they're getting away with it. So it is my responsibility to not let them get away with this. So ultimately, now I will be filing the complaint, and they will release to me, or they will cite their statutory exemption for not following the law under the Law Enforcement Integrity Act. Okay? That's how this is going to work. I've given city council notice, months notice now. 2 months I've been writing to city council, including the chief of police, all of his guys that oversee records and internal affairs, every city council member, the city manager, and everybody is silent. Nobody will respond to anything. Okay, well, now you're going to have to. So it's unfortunate that they're getting away with breaking the law right now. That complaint that that individual filed is 77 days old for excessive force. They beat the shit out of the guy and tasered him. And they will not respond. So they are breaking the law. It'll be a matter of time, maybe, before that individual can get his head above water and go after them. He has written to the Department of Justice on it, and he got a very interesting response from them and was told to write the FBI. This guy is not making this story up. This guy would have been long gone and not engaging with me anymore because I am not a stupid person. He is not a stupid person by any means. This man living in homelessness in his vehicle understands laws. He does. And he understands his constitutional rights. So here's the letter. And I'm doing this live stream so it's all served in public, documented, stamped, everything. Today's February 16th. Attention Englewood Police Internal Affairs, Chief Watson, Englewood City Attorney Niles. Please accept this written communication as a formal law enforcement misconduct complaint and information request pursuant to the Law Enforcement Integrity Act.
There is an expectation that all BWC related to this complaint will be released no later than 45 days from today, if not sooner. My complaint is specific to all law enforcement officers involved in EPD case number 23-07844, where excessive force policy and constitutional violations occurred against two citizen individuals peacefully exercising their right to utilize the use of public space at Jason Park within the city of Englewood in allowable times. Unwarranted and potentially unlawful violent physical force was used on an individual in this encounter by sworn officers of the Englewood PD. Should you choose not to investigate and no later than 45 days, please cite your denial with the applicable law citation referencing the Law Enforcement Integrity Act. Snakefinger, thank you very much for that. So what's going to end up happening, I think, they're going to ignore this. The city attorney might respond. I don't know. I don't know if she's capable. I think they're going to have to seek outside counsel for a response for this, because this police department literally has no accountability to anyone in this city. So it is a huge problem over here in Englewood, and they need civilian oversight here in Littleton, or in Englewood, for their police department. Littleton probably does as well. However, I have yet to hear a story out of Littleton of them beating the shit out of homeless folks. But that's not the case over here in Englewood. And as we all know, Denver rarely gets away with doing that without some level of accountability to the public, whether it be activists for homeless, whether it be the Office of the Independent Monitor, or private attorneys. So Englewood needs more of that attention. Now, their history in not responding to my complaints is very documented. I was there the day we filed a complaint when they beat the shit out of Nicole. They never acknowledged or responded to that complaint. Other complaints I've sent via email, they've claimed they've never received them. Other complaints that I've made in person, they just never respond. The last complaint I made here in person on that officer, S. Gifford, that I had an interaction with out on the street, and he got confrontational with me for recording their actions. You were all there for that complaint. And I spoke with whatever his name was, can't remember, who didn't have a card or give me any of his contact information, and told me that he'd be following up on that complaint. Do you think I've heard a single word from that guy? Absolutely not. And ironically, the same cop that I was complaining about that day turned out to be one of the cops in this other case that beat the shit out of this guy in the public park. You tell me what's going on. Yeah. So I also have a request for body cam footage from Nicole's case back in January of 23. I've got the specific date, where they collected money from me and never responded. So they need to apply that fee for body cam footage to this next request. And this next request is even separate from what's going on in this other case from back in October. This case involves the individual that I published in front of Judge Jefferson, Mr. Buell. That court hearing, here's the update on that one. That was the last video I published in Englewood, where an individual still incarcerated, appeared before Judge Jefferson, and his unwillingness to cooperate that day forced the judge to reset the hearing. Mr. Buell refused to go to court 2 more times because, remember, he was adamant that someone comes out and talk to him at the jail, and Judge that go there and do a mental health evaluation. Well, none of that happened. Mr. Buell did finally appear in front of Judge Jefferson this past Tuesday, and it was not pretty. It's very, very concerning. Ultimately, Judge Jefferson dismissed the case in Englewood because a higher level judge, for other charges that Mr. Buell had, declared Mr. Buell incompetent that morning at a higher level court hearing. Therefore, the lower level court cannot proceed with trying to prosecute that case at a lower level court, since a higher level court deemed the man incompetent. But in the process of that, this individual, it was claimed that he was swinging knives around, including a machete. And all of these cases have been dismissed, and he's been released back into the public. I want to see the body cam footage now. So now will be another test to see how Englewood is going to handle yet another request for body cam footage on a case that's been closed, adjudicated through the courts, done, gone, over, dismissed. There's no reason for redaction. There's no reason for excessive fees. And to add, Englewood cited that they want $600 from me to begin the process of releasing the body cam footage from this case in October. I'm not going to sit silent on this stuff. The public has a right to know. The spirit of the law for BWC in this state is that the public can access public information. And these agencies like Englewood are getting away with citing their own fees because it wasn't defined in the law. So technically, because it wasn't defined in the law, it's free. So let's head in here and see how this is going to go. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, when you're right over the target and everybody is silent about what's going on, your chances increase of being arrested, right? So just pay close attention, because who knows what they're going to pull. No clue. But when they're caught red-handed, they don't like it. So hang tight. Aw, those are pretty doodles. Pretty golden doodles. Yes. Slabby's at home, under the covers. She is having a fit. This weather is not her gig. All right, so we're at the Englewood PD. We're going to go in here and try to take care of some business and see how well they do ignoring it.
Oh, so we're locking people out now? You got to ask to come in to go to the public window? Well, let me guess, they close at 4. Hi, so can I go to the public records window? Oh, it's after 4. So you guys, oh, that's right. You guys keep your own hours separate from the city. Can you send somebody out here to talk with me? I need to submit a complaint. And it'd be best if it was somebody from Internal Affairs. Oh, I'm not going to give you my phone number. It's not necessary. It's Regan Benson. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. Okay, so she's going to get somebody out here as soon as she can. That's right. They keep their own hours. I was always under the impression that they were open until 4:30. But they're not, because they don't have any uniformity to anything in this city. And remember, the police department is its own entity in Englewood, accountable, responsible to no one. So I guess I won't be able to get this body cam footage request in, so I'm gonna have to come back. Well, that's okay, because in addition to this complaint, I'm gonna file a complaint for them taking my $25 and not providing response. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully they're gonna send somebody smart out here, because we know how that goes. Oh yeah, and remember, every officer on the street here makes $112,000 a year. Yeah, they'll be in a meeting, Amanda. There's gonna be mass chaos in the city. They're gonna have calls galore. They're not gonna have any available command staff. No one is gonna be available. So, how long will we sit out here in the lobby? Any guesses? Irish over. Our hours are from 8 to 8:15 and 1 to 1:15 p.m. only, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, right? David, D.R. Broden, you don't want to be on my bad side? Well, you're always on my good side. That's the good news in that. Yes, Amanda, Slabby. She's straight up Florida. She's straight up Florida girl. There's no doubt about it. She handled that like a queen. Yes, she did. Little Slabby, she's so sweet. They're all at the bar. Very possible. Snarky. How are you? Good to see you. Call again and say, there's a strange lady looking at your cars. Well, you can't see their cars, remember? It's all gated with black sheet metal back here. They don't want you looking at their cars. Hey, did you all catch that picture I posted? I was looking at their cars. I was actually taking some pictures one day of the cops coming to work because I can. And go to my community tab. My last post, you see one of the cops come to work and his plates, his personalized plates are con man. What kind of dumb shit puts con man on his license plate and goes to the police department in that vehicle? Those are Englewood cops. making 112 grand a year. Con man. Yeah, Amanda, watching the stream and popcorn right now. Well, I gotta get this letter in because it's dated the 16th. So today counts. So they've been put on notice. So somebody's gonna take the letter. I don't care if I have to sit here and put in a call for service. Somebody's coming to get it. So I guess we sit here all night. And if I end up having to go to the bathroom, it's gonna be another issue because the public restrooms through the locked doors. So Englewood, I don't know how long you wanna let me stand out here, but have an opportunity to get out here since you're all watching. Here's what's gonna turn into a deck. I'm gonna hand you this piece of paper. You're gonna figure out how to stamp it for me. Oh, here comes somebody.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi.
are you here to take my complaint?
Sure.
What's your name?
This is about, right? W-R-I-H?
Right. So you got your body cam on, that's really good. I love cameras.
Okay.
So are you on duty or are you coming out here from IA or where are you coming from?
I'm on duty. I'm the patrol sergeant right now.
You're the patrol sergeant.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's not really what I needed, but
What did you need?
I need to get this letter stamped that it's been received
Uh-huh.
today,
Okay.
and it's addressed to Chief Watson
Okay.
and Internal Affairs.
Okay.
And I thought you guys were open until 4:30, like the rest of city business, but of
Uh-huh.
course you guys are your own island over here, so you closed at 4. But that doesn't work for me because it's not the close of business until 4:30. So I need somebody to accept this letter.
Well, I can accept it for you if you'd like that. There's no one from Internal Affairs here right now.
Where are they?
They're not here. They're gone for the day.
What time do they leave?
My schedule's swing shift. I work nights.
Yeah, these guys are just rarely available. It's just fascinating to me. It's not even 4:30 in the afternoon. Is there nobody else from command staff here?
No, I'm the highest ranking official right now with the police department on duty.
You're kidding me.
No, ma'am.
No chief, no commander, no nothing.
No, ma'am.
And it's 4:20 in the afternoon. Holy hell.
I'm not sure, however, I want to be honest, I'm not sure what you're saying you want it stamped.
I want it stamped like the city did. See what they did over there? Those gals are still back there.
Okay.
You want to ask
I
them
could
if
see if
just...
they have one, yes, for sure. If I can't find a specific stamp like that, is it good for you that we take it on body camera and I can notate the time? I'll even get it stamped by dispatch. We can do that.
That works.
Will that work?
Yeah,
You
that
want to do it
works.
that way, or you want me to go see if we got a stamp?
Well, a stamp would be
Yeah,
faster
give me-
right there behind the
you
counter.
just got to give me a few minutes.
All right, thank you. Is your first name Aaron?
No.
Do you have a card?
I do have a card.
Please, thank you. You've been very cordial. Thank you very
Yes, ma'am.
much.
Give me a minute, okay?
Okay, I will. Did you hear that? He is the highest ranking cop on duty right now in the city of Englewood. What kind of horse shit is that? And it's not even 4:30 in the afternoon. There you go. I mean, it's always something. It's always something. This command staff making in excess of $150,000 a year. And they don't have to be here in internal affairs. They don't have to be here at all. Well, why would they? I mean, who's watching? Who's holding them accountable? Yeah, for all I know, he's one of them out there that was involved in this too. That's the thing about Englewood. These guys are, some of them are really super good on camera. And some of them aren't. I mean, it's obvious. But these ones that are really super good on camera really concern me. More so than the obvious ones that don't give a shit how they treat the public, right? because those ones that are good on camera are, how many times would you say, operating with full honesty and integrity to their oath? Very rare, if ever. Yeah, Glenwood, how are you? Good to see you. And the chief of police here, Watson, this guy, he is alive and he does exist. Remember, I was questioning whether the guy was even alive. Well, I was in my car the other day over there at the municipal building, and I had just come out of court, and I was sitting there on my phone doing some stuff, and this Suburban pulls up and parks this far away from me. There's parking all over the place. There's parking all behind me, next to me, but he parks in between me and another car. And this Suburban doesn't even fit in this parking spot because I looked over and I saw that it was Watson. I saw that it was Watson, and he quickly jumped out.
A bunch of stamps that like classifies different types of reports, and different types of crimes, but I don't.
But not a date and
Not
timestamp?
a date and timestamp. I can, like I said, a couple things we can do. I can even take my microphone, my earpiece out, so you can hear the timestamp given from dispatch, or we can put a little line down there that says received on this date and time, and I can sign it. And
Yeah,
sign
I
it
need
back.
somebody to sign it because
Yep.
I love this. I love that you want to be transparent on body cam, but do you realize that this city makes it impossible to get that body cam footage?
I have no.
I know.
don't
I mean, it's not in your department,
Right.
but they want $600 from me for a deposit specific to this, actually.
Okay.
So this does involve BWC issues.
Oh, body worn cameras.
Yeah, so the fact that I would have to confirm something on your body cam is just not gonna work. So that's great that it's on, but could you sign it?
Yeah,
That it was
absolutely. Yeah,
received?
I'll sign it that I'm receiving it. Yes, ma'am.
And make me a copy?
Of it, of the signature. Yeah,
Yep,
that's fine.
and give them these
Yep.
copies.
And I will send those up to our internal affairs group.
It's, and Watson and IA.
Do you? Is that why we have two copies?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Do you activate your body cam with every encounter you have with the public,
Yes.
whether it's consensual or not?
Yes, I'm summarizing, obviously, but if we're in contact with the public in the terms of investigating any crimes, whether that's a suspect or not the suspect, we activate our body camera. Going on any calls for service, we activate our body camera. But if I'm like going to get a breakfast burrito, I'm not gonna activate my body camera. Does that make sense?
Yeah, what if I was out there and I saw you, and I came up to you, and I started talking to you about just random stuff? Would you activate your body cam?
Well, that depends what the random stuff is.
Well,
If
that's
you're,
what I mean.
if I'm walking down the street and you're walking down the street and you're like, hey, Adam, how you doing? I'd be like, hey, how are you doing? But I wouldn't activate my camera, no.
No, but if I stopped and talked to you just about random stuff, like, hey, what are you doing today? What time did you start your shift? Would
It
you turn your
depends.
body cam on?
I think that would be dependent upon the officer. I don't know if I would turn my body camera on that if we were just having a conversation about what time I start my shift and stuff.
Even if you didn't know me, or, I mean, what if I was a threat? What if I was a threat? I mean,
If
you
you were
guys,
a-
it's all about officer safety,
Right,
right?
if you were a threat and I perceived you as a threat.
But you'd have to perceive me as a threat before you'd activate your body cam?
That's how I would do it. I don't have, I'm not gonna mince words with you in the fact that I only activate my body camera if I perceive someone as a threat, but if I'm cordially chatting with someone and then that turns into not so cordial, and this could turn into a threat or some type of police action, then yeah, I would want my body camera.
What if I start cussing you out?
What do you mean, just
Just
berating
saying,
me?
hey, fucker, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, I'd probably turn on my body camera.
Would you?
Yeah,
Why, though?
because you're
He's
verbally
a little
assaulted to me, and I don't-
Verbally assaulted?
Yeah, and I don't know if that's gonna turn into something else down the line, and this protects myself and it protects the people I'm engaging with.
Right. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I think this dialogue is good in understanding that
So it's the 6th.
there's a whole shit ton of officer discretion in activating your body cams. And,
I would disagree with you on that.
well, but you just described it.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally just described
I
how
would say-
much officer discretion you have.
No, I described that there is some officer discretion, I'm assuming. Maybe there's some cops out there that if you started calling me a fucker and, you know, ripping me from pillar to post about something that they wouldn't, they may not, I don't know. There is, I would argue, there could be some officer discretion there, but there's also very strict guidelines when we must. So it's not just based on officer
Sure,
discretion.
the musts, I get it, but you guys should have your body cams activated your entire shift. That's the general consensus of the public. But if I
That's
came
the
up to
general
you
consensus of
and
the
said, "What
public?"
the fuck's up, dude? You're so fucking cool. You fucking rock," you wouldn't activate your body cam, would you?
Probably not. There's a lot difference though, and I think
No,
you can
there's
agree with
not.
me. So just for argument's sake, right, for conversation's sake, you're telling me that there would be no difference than if someone came up to me and said, "Hey man, you fucking rock, you're fucking awesome," or "Hey, fuck you, motherfucker, you're a piece of shit." You're telling me there's no difference there?
Not really.
Well, I will agree to disagree. on that.
It's all speech.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's a different type of speech.
Well, I'm gonna suggest anytime you ever see me again in the future that you activate your body cam.
Okay.
Can we agree that you're gonna do that?
No.
No?
No. I'll take your suggestion, but no.
It's because you don't have to come back to the station and get a new battery, huh?
No, that's not it.
It's a lot of work.
All right, check this out.
All right.
Both copies, right, received by Sergeant Wright on 2/16/24 at 4:31 p.m. That is my signature. Here's my name in print. Would you want to sign these?
No, that's
No?
okay.
Okay.
If you want to just
You want
make me
you,
some copies.
you want copies of each, or will one do?
One'll do.
Okay, let me make you a copy. And
Thank you, Sergeant Wright. Appreciate it. I'm not gonna ask him if he lies on police reports, you guys. He's so nice. Stop it. God, you guys are mean. This place, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Let's see how long Sergeant Wright, no, Sergeant Wright makes more than 112 grand a year. Adam Wright. I'm looking at the database here. How come he's not on here? What's his badge number? He doesn't have a badge number on this card. Well, maybe we need to ask some more questions of Sergeant Wright. Because he's not on here. Yeah, because their sergeant pay is somewhere in excess of 122 grand a year. And he's nowhere on this database. And this comes to us. What's the date here? This was January 10th. This is the January 10th core request for the database. And he's not on here. So he's brand spanking new. How is he a sergeant already? Yeah, look. A badge number on his card. Oh, no, there he is. Not in alphabetical order, okay. Yep, he makes 122 grand a year, and his date of hire was 11/27/06. Interesting. How long does it take to make copies? Oh, Friday. So Monday, I'm gonna have to come back and do another request for body cam footage. Uh-oh, it's taken way too long. It's taken way too, oh, here it comes.
All right, so here's the
Are we
two
good?
originals, which I will deliver, and here is the copy. That
Also-
work for you?
Yeah, that works. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
All right.
You've been here since 2006, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Have I run out into you before?
We have.
And well, how was our encounter?
I would say negative.
What did it involve?
Cursing me out on a traffic stop.
What kind of traffic stop?
I don't remember what.
I don't just go out there and curse you guys for traffic stops.
You were ways away. You let me have it.
Why?
I don't know the
You
answer
must
to
have said
that.
something pretty stupid.
No.
You were just standing there and I just started
Yeah.
ripping
I,
at you.
I wouldn't say standing there. I was just trying to do my job on a traffic stop, and you were letting me have it.
Was it recently?
No, this was a shit is a while ago.
So was it on Broadway?
No.
Were you guys doing a speed trap?
No.
I would have cussed you out then.
Maybe, but we weren't doing a speed trap. I don't. Right.
It was a legitimate traffic stop where somebody was actually victimizing somebody?
Yeah, it was a traffic stop. Yeah. I can't tell you what the traffic stop was for. I
Well,
don't
traffic
know.
stops involve all kinds of victimless crimes.
Right, but I don't know what it was for.
I just want to know why I would treat you so poorly.
I couldn't tell you. I was taken aback, so I'm not sure why either.
You got a month and year on that?
No way, it was a while ago.
So way before body cam footage. I just
Probably,
I don't
yeah.
think I believe you. I think you're being dishonest with me right now.
That's fine. I don't.
That I
don't-
just randomly ripped into you.
No, that's fine, but it did happen.
Yeah. Who was
Yeah.
with you?
I was by myself.
By yourself.
Oh,
And I just randomly started ripping into you.
yeah.
Huh. Well, you must have been doing something wrong. No,
No, ma'am.
not at all.
No.
Just doing your job,
Yeah, trying to. Yes, ma'am.
holding your oath. Okay.
Can I
well,
help you out with anything else?
yeah, this whole body cam issue, but I'm gonna, I guess, because nobody will be able to help me do this records request for this body cam footage. Could you do a warrant check on me?
Could I do a warrant check on you?
Yeah, can you see if I have a warrant?
Yeah.
That'd be
If
great.
that's what you would like me to do.
Yeah, I want you to do.
I want you to know I have no reason to run you at this point, but if that's what you want me to do, yeah.
And if there is a warrant for me, will you arrest me?
Yes, ma'am. It will, if it's an arrestable warrant. Some are not extraditable.
Okay. All right, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, what's your first name?
It's Regan, Regan,
And your last name?
Benson.
Benson?
Uh-huh.
What's the date of birth for you, ma'am?
Let me write that down for you.
Okay.
I'll wait here.
Okay, I'll do it right here.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Is Regan going to jail today?
Victor 7, can you clear one requesting a warrant clearance? Her last name is Benson, Benson, first of Regan, Robert Edward George.
So we will not be revealing my date of birth. Uh-huh. Because I can't find the new stupid button on this that says mute, because every time I use, this stupid phone. Yeah, I'm live streaming.
Oh, you have no warrants.
Oh, well, that was fast. Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
You're positive?
Well, as far as my dispatch center is telling me.
Okay, well, that wasn't very fun.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
Yeah, I need my new little wrist badge from the Arapahoe County Jail. I've never been blessed with a picture.
I don't know if blessed would be the correct term there, but.
Oh, going to jail is a good time.
All right.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm not afraid of jail at all.
I'm not saying you're afraid of it.
I'm always in
But
jail.
I could think of a lot of other places I'd rather be than in jail.
But when you care about people and you're an activist and you care about how government is behaving badly, and you fight for people that can't fight for themselves, jail is the perfect environment for that. Could you
I'll
imagine
take your
why?
word for it. No, I could not imagine why.
Well, it's because people are mistreated
Okay.
in jail. Often. Often. Stuffed in solitary for, questioning a guard, things like that. The homeless go in there, mental health issues, they're treated poorly, things like that. So then, you start unraveling the process of the jail and those violations that are occurring, human rights violations, constitutional violations, things like
Is
that.
that's like your shtick or your job that you're an
Well,
activist?
it's not my job.
Okay.
It is my shtick to be a voice for people that can't, and that's why I'm here today,
Okay.
right? Because this whole case is absurd. Back in October,
Didn't even read it.
your shift confronts these two homeless individuals in Jason Park and wants them to identify for no articulable good reason. One of them refuses, and you guys beat the shit out of her.
Okay, I can't speak to that.
I know you can't, and I'm
Okay.
not asking you to.
I just wanted you to be aware. I have no knowledge of that. I
Well,
can't speak.
okay, well, that's good. So maybe that means it didn't happen on your shift, and that's not something, as a sergeant, you would stand for. I hope not, because these two individuals are incredibly vulnerable. A man and a woman didn't even know each other, and they met each other at the dog park during normal hours, and her heater was broke in her car, and he was working on it for her, and you guys rolled up on him and said you were investigating some kind of burglary because she had stuff outside of her car, and she's scared to death of you guys because she's done her debt to society through Englewood PD. So of course she IDs right away. But the other guy stands his ground, exercises his rights, and next thing he knows, he's being punched and tased. And you guys want $600 for that body cam footage. And you wonder why the public ends up having distrust in even the most basic traffic stop, right? You did something that triggered me that day because I never,
So it's not your fault, it's my fault.
I didn't say anything was your fault.
Well, yeah, so obviously I did something to trigger you that made you treat me like I was filth.
First of all, that's your perception.
Yeah, 100%.
I was probably just
And your
cussing up a
perception-
storm.
And your perception is that I triggered you.
I never go out on the street and deal with cops with attitude until you guys dish it out.
And I can tell you, I never go out on the street and violate people's constitutional rights and do my job incorrectly.
Okay, that's good, because I'd like to hold you to that.
Yeah, please do. I'm a firm believer and upholder of the Constitution. So,
Are you?
So I think a difference of opinions, a difference of perceptions.
Well, the
Which is
Constitution is
totally
the
fine.
Constitution.
I'm
No
not
opinion
saying
to
we're
be
not.
had.
I'm not saying we're perceiving the Constitution differently. I'm saying we're perceiving that experience differently. I did nothing wrong in my perception, and clearly you, in your
And I
perception,
just
that
cussed
triggered
you out for no
Yes,
reason.
ma'am, without a doubt. So, anything else I can help you with, ma'am?
No, that's
Okay.
okay. And what is your oath to? When you swear upon your oath?
To the United States Constitution, the Constitution of the City of Englewood.
Thank
Uphold the
you.
laws in the municipality of Englewood.
But what's first?
The U.S. Constitution is always overriding.
Awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Take care.
Yeah, you as well. I'll be back on Monday for this records request.
Good luck to you. Have a good
Thank you. You too.
He's full of shit. I didn't cuss him out because he didn't deserve it. He did something to deserve it. He probably was violating his oath. I literally have filmed maybe 3 traffic stops in Englewood in the past 5 years. One of them was on Broadway. And I was actually doing the cop a favor because he almost got hit by a guy. The other one was on Broadway when they were doing a speed trap in downtown Englewood. And the other one I can't remember. I want to say we were doing some cop watching one evening over here. I don't think there were any traffic stops. So he's sure that I got out and just cussed him out over nothing, but he can't tell me what the stop was even about. That's interesting. So he's one of their seasoned officers here. He's been here since 2006. So, yeah, I like to document some of these interactions with these guys and try to remember them for the next time I see them out there. Oh, is Monday President's Day? Yes, it is. Well, Englewood's having their city council meeting, but I'm sure they're probably taking a holiday with pay, of course. So now this records request is going to have to wait. However, the most important piece got submitted today that puts them on notice that I expect that body cam footage to be released per that law. And if they can't release it, they have to cite the law. And I'm not backing down from it. I am not backing down. Yeah, he's been a good cop. Joy. He's been a cop that long. He's a full-fledged demon by now. But he never violates the Constitution. He handles lots of victimless crimes every day. They're so stupid. I don't know. They're just dumb. You could just go on forever. Oh, well, thanks, Amanda. I didn't do anything that great. I didn't even get arrested. This is worth nothing today. I needed to get arrested. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for being in here. Oh yeah, those seasoned guys, they speak really well. Snarky, yeah, the 3-day slide. Why not? I guess I should have told my husband that's what I was going to do. Because last time I walked out of the house on our anniversary, sorry, it's not funny, the day before our anniversary, I walked out and said I'm going to go to this public meeting where O'Neill's at. And lo and behold, I was in jail for our anniversary. It's funny now. It is. It's funny now. It wasn't then. It wasn't then. Oh, you guys, the stories. And I'm only bringing that up because there's so much going on right now with my lawsuits against Denver. Okay? It is wild. It is wild. And a whole bunch of cops have surfaced and are now in the lawsuits as well. And I'm just going to say, without saying too much, there was a very, very concerted, concentrated effort to come after me. And it's well documented. It is well documented. And by the way, those cases are public record. So, you know, the level of court they're at is Denver District Court. I'll give you that information. And federal court. So you can go make a Pacer account and you can go read those lawsuits yourself. Bye, snake finger. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But it's pretty intense, you guys, and that's what's been consuming a lot of my time. Interrogatories and discovery and hours of just total entertainment. Cops as a whole are just very dumb. They're just dumb. And these men that are so determined to slap each other on the butt in the locker room. Good job, dude. Way to get her. Way to stick it to her. Yes, it is as bad as we see every day all across the internet. I should not be joking about it because these are the very cops that murder people. They are. Because they're never held accountable. And they get away with these little things that turn into much bigger, brazen things to violate people's rights, hurting them, many times killing them, and altering lives forever. Because the general public will not stand their ground. Fear is a real thing. And people need to get over it. Because government is out of control. We could go on so many topics, but when the rubber meets the road, it's these guys who swear that they're going to uphold the Constitution are going to be the ones where the rubber meets the road between your life and death when government decides to be fully tyrannical. So you decide. I've made my peace with it. I know where I stand. And you should really explore the depths of your soul on what you think the job of law enforcement is in this country. You really should. And then you should do something about it. Truly. Jay Browning, that is why filming them is so vital. They lie to your face, but a camera doesn't lie. Yep. DJ, watch them in their depositions. You will see a whole other side of them. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see it. Please state USA. Please state USA. Please state USA. Cops are super polite when they violate your rights. They are super professional, very concerning, very sentimental. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Liberty Nay. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for being in here. We'll see you on the next one. Oh, do you like my Valentine's nails? Did I ever get to show you those? Aren't they beautiful? Aren't they pretty? Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.